Welcome back. Today is Monday, April 20th, and I'm going to go through pages 11 and 12 on your handouts that you are working through. So we're going to do questions on here and then also on page 12. I'm not going to do all these questions. I'm going to just pick and choose a bunch. The ones that I don't finish, I'd like you to do for homework. So let's get back to the slides. All right, so first example is asking you to evaluate, and we are given values for x and for y. So depending on what the question is asking, you're going to use those letters. So I'm going to do examples A, B, and C. D to G I'm not going to do. Some of these have y's down here. The ones I'm doing just require the x part. Okay, it says 3x. What is 3x if x is equal to -2? So this means what is 3 times x? What is 3 times -2? -6. X plus 4 is -2 plus 4, which is +2. X squared means what is -2 times -2? Okay, +4. All right, we're going to compare adding and subtracting terms to multiplying terms. All right, so if we're adding and subtracting terms, that's called collecting like terms. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine terms that are same or like by adding or subtracting the coefficients. Okay, as opposed to when we're multiplying monomials or multiplying terms, we want to multiply the coefficients together, and then we're going to multiply the variables together using the exponent laws. All right, so when you're adding or subtracting terms, you don't do anything with the variables. The variable stays the same. You're just adding or subtracting the coefficients in the front. When you're multiplying monomials, you multiply the coefficients, and then you also use the exponent law on the letter part. Okay, so let's do a couple here so you can see how they compare. So we've got 3x squared plus 5x squared, 3x, so 3 plus 5 would be 8. And then you don't touch the ending. All right, that stays as x squared. When you're multiplying, on the other hand, you multiply the coefficients. 3 times 5 is 15. And now you use the exponent rule on the exponents, right? So you're going to add the exponents. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So your exponent is 4. Okay, so down here, I'll do this example here on your page. Work out the top first. 3 subtract 4 would be -1. Don't touch the ending. Leave it as x cubed. And then that gets divided by what's at the bottom, -1x squared. Okay, we know there's a -1 even though we don't write it. -1 divided by -1 is +1. And then x cubed divided by x squared, we're going to subtract the exponents. Okay, so the 3 and the 2 get subtracted. Okay, so you end up with x to the exponent of 1. All right, from this section, I'll do all these examples. AB to the exponent of 5 is equal to. All right, so the exponent on the A and on the B is going to be 1. Okay, so each of these has a little 1. So what we're doing here is we're doing powers of powers, right? There's an exponent inside the bracket and then 1 on the outside. And powers of powers says to multiply the exponents. I'm going to write it down here instead, actually. So I'm just going to show my work. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying 1 times 5 on the A, and on the B, same thing, 1 times 5. Make sure you're showing your work. Anybody who's submitting their work without showing their steps, I'm just sending back with a 0 for you to redo. I can't tell if you're just copying the work or the final answer from the back, or if you're actually doing the work. So please show this extra step in there like I have. That shows me that you understand what you're doing. Okay, question 2. The 3 acts on the 2, and it also acts on the x. And each of these have a little exponent of 1. Okay, so same thing. So for the exponent, it's going to be 1 multiplied by 3. And on the x, same thing, 1 multiplied by 3. Just bear with me. I'm trying to write with my mouse and it's not the easiest. So 2 to the exponent of 3 and x to the exponent of 3. Question 3, same thing. So we are multiplying the exponents. Okay, so the x is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8, and the y will be 6 times 2, which is 12. Question 4. Okay, the 4 goes with the 3, which has a 1, and with the 5. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 5 times 4 is 20. And don't forget equal sign. And the last one here, okay, we are squaring, because there's a bracket here, everything is inside the bracket, the negative 4 is inside the bracket, the whole negative 4 is going to get squared, right? So we're asking ourselves, what is negative 4 times negative 4? It's going to give us positive 16 at the end. In the next line, I'll just stick it in there now. And then the x, exponent on the x will be 7 times 2, which is 14. And then the y is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6. So our final answer is 16, x to the 14, y to the 6. All right, from 6, 7, 8, I'm going to do number 6, and then 7, 8, if you could try by yourself afterwards. Okay, so we have an A in the front. This 3 here only acts on what's inside the bracket, right? It's not going to act on the A in the front here. So I'm just going to rewrite the A. And so it's going to act on the 3 and on the 4, which is the exponent for the A. So 3 cubed, and I'll just keep that in a bracket to keep that separate. So we're doing 3 cubed, and then A to the 4 times 3, which is 12. If you work out 3 cubed, which is 27, so we have A, 27, A to the 12. And so that, now you've got 2 monomials being multiplied together, right? This is a monomial multiplied by this monomial. And when we're multiplying monomials, we add the exponents with the same base. So the A has a little 1 and the other little a has a 17. So we can add those together. 1 plus 17 is 18, and then write the coefficient in the front, which is 27. So 27 A to the 18. Okay, so you're going to try 7 and 8 on your own. So yeah, so that's the rest of the examples that I was going to do with you, trying to keep this lesson a little bit shorter. So for homework, this is due on Wednesday, April 22nd, before 8:20, because that's when your next lesson is going to be published. Just finish off all the questions in this lesson that I didn't go over. I will post the answers in our Google Classroom so you can see. You can check if you're getting them right. And then once you're done that, if you could log on to Knowledge Hook, there are 9 little activities for you to try. Each activity is 3 questions, so there's 27 questions total for you to do. And I will be checking Knowledge Hook to make sure that you have completed those, and I will be giving you a mark for that. A little message at the bottom, missing all of you still. Thanks for doing all your best during this tough time. I know it's really hard for everyone, and I really appreciate those students that are trying the work. They're trying their best, and they are submitting it. So keep up the good work. You know, our goal is to get you ready for grade 10, to make sure that you're going to be in a good position in the fall. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon.